Have you ever found yourself daydreaming, thinking about how do I get financially free? Well, stress no more, because today we are going to be unpacking it for you.
In today's video, we will be talking specifically how to position yourself to be financially free from as early as your 20s and your 30s.
We have a special announcement that is directed to you, and it's coming closer towards the end of the video. The first one that we wanted to talk about is credit cards. Using credit to fix the property that you just bought for investment might sound like a good idea, but now if it's not well calculated, then it tends to become a bit of a problem. I know we were in a situation whereby we were flipping a property, we used all of our credit, and once we got the payout from that property, we didn't pay the credit back. That's one of the mistakes that we did, that we needed to look at that on our next deal. Is this something that we're still going to continue with? Because it actually hurts you on the long term. If you're looking at the amount of payments that you are making towards your credit card versus if you were to say that I've used my credit card, once I receive the money that I'm actually going to be getting from this property, I'm going to be squashing this whole credit that I actually took.
I'm happy about the first topic because we are talking about credit, and a lot of beginner property investors make this big mistake by not necessarily understanding how does this affect them from a month to month. Let's look at it this way. If I will be buying a property that I do not even understand what's the true value of that property, let's just say that the true value of the property is about 1 million. And now I'm finding myself in a position whereby I bought it at 1.3 million. What does that mean? I'm finding myself in a situation whereby, yes, I am buying it through using a home loan. So with that home loan, I will be charged interest. For this example, let's use 10%. So if I'm being charged an interest of 10% of 1.3 million, and I'm finding myself that I bought it high, ultimately, I might find myself in trouble when it comes to selling, because appreciation might not beat the interest that I made. So beginner investors, do not make this tragic mistake. Point number 2 is that we need to have a clear blueprint of the strategy that we are currently using. It shouldn't be based on my grandmother is renting or my brother is flipping. I need to literally understand what is the ultimate goal. And then with that being said, how or which strategy will I be using that will get me there? Because it may happen that you are using currently a strategy that will not get you to your desired goals.
Now let's look at it from a vehicle perspective. If I know that I'm having to travel from Johannesburg to Cape Town, I know that as much as a bicycle can be a mode of transport, I can't actually use that to get to Cape Town in a day. So now this is the same thing that we're using in property investing, that if I'm looking at the different strategies as vehicles to get me to my financial goals, how am I, or which vehicle will I be using to where I'm going to be getting? So now, for example, if I'm saying that I want to be financially free and I want to get monthly income from my properties, it would not then make sense for me to be flipping properties, because that's for capital gains. So now understanding the different strategies that you can use makes it easier for you to actually get to your financial goals faster.
And even with the property itself that you invested in, let's just say that, yes, you did want an ultimate goal of collecting 10,000 after 10 years. But now I've got a property whereby it's a negative. So ultimately what I'm saying is that from month to month, I still have to take out money from my pocket. It goes back to the example that you made, Lewis, that I then need to look and evaluate with the property that I'm having right now. Is it going to get me to my desired goal? And unfortunately, we were in the situation, and we did acknowledge that the property that we did buy was not going to get us to financial freedom. So unfortunately, we had to sell so that we can then buy a property that will take us there.
The last one is discipline. You know, getting money in your account is really tempting for you to use it on something that you've always wanted. So you've flipped the property right now, money has clocked into your account, and you've always wanted this expensive bag or that expensive watch. But now, not realizing that this is not your money, especially in the beginning of your process. This is money that you have to use to reinvest, is something that will actually stop a lot of people from growing their property portfolio. For example, if we had invested 100,000 into a property and we were able to get our 100,000 plus 50,000 in profits once we've actually sold the property. Us using that 50,000 or using the 150,000 for something that we've always wanted can actually set us back in terms of how far we can actually grow. Remember the method of compound interest. When I have the 150,000, now if I'm going to be saying that I'm going to be getting 50% in profits again, that's now 75,000 that I would actually be getting once the whole process is done. So remember, if you are actually going to be going into property, be it that it's flip or rental, in the first stages, the money that you are collecting, it's not your money. It has to actually be reinvested into the property.
That's a hard pill we had to swallow. Even the guys that are looking at it from a rental perspective, yes, as much as our expenses are 10,000 and our income is 15,000, the 5,000 is not for me to splurge, because it goes back to saying that what is my goal? If I'm saying that I want to scale my portfolio, I need to be looking at the affordability. Remember, affordability, we're looking at income versus expenses. That is then my net. How do I then use this net to scale?
Now for the exciting news. Neo, please break it down.
We are hosting a property workshop on the 7th of February 2026. Make sure that you do buy your ticket, because all these seats right here needs to be filled by you.
Now remember, you will be writing your New Year's resolutions and how you want to actually position yourself as a property investor. Don't worry, we have you covered. We're going to be talking about property investing, how to invest in property, from beginner phase to intermediary.
So make sure that you save the date and buy your ticket today. Invest like a pro with no wealth.